guys, how's it going? So I've brought you out to this curious little spot that I'll show you around before the end of the call to tell you about how to contact extraterrestrials. So my whole channel is kind of about this, and I've got many videos pointing to it, so check out the ET Contact series. There's about 16 videos up so far and many more to come. However, I get a lot of people commenting saying, can you tell me how to contact the ETs? Well, check out the whole channel, guys. But of course, some of you don't have the time. And so I thought I'd put a concise little video together of what works. So basically, it all started for me with the Stephen Greer CE5 contact techniques. So check out the Dr. Stephen Greer CE5 app. We don't connect on everything, me and Dr. Greer. He doesn't seem to believe in the greys and the hybrids and all this stuff. So perhaps we're on different timelines. Perhaps, I don't know what. He has a very strong perspective that all ETs are positive, and so can't get his head around the fact that there's these ETs doing the abductions. So I talked about that in my last video. So if you want to know about the abductions and the greys and the hybrid program, check out my previous video. So but the idea is that his CE5 meditations work. That a quick brief overview of how you do it is you go into a meditative state, because the idea is, as I've described in my previous video, that we are holographic aspects of source consciousness. We're all connected to source, we're all connected to all reality, we're not separate from creation, and we're actually connected to every part of creation. And so on some level, many dimensions of reality are always listening in on our consciousness, and just by setting the intent to have the desire to connect with extraterrestrials, you're actually starting the process going. So those of you that are posting on my channel, how do I connect with ETs? I'd like to connect with ETs. Well, for one, the Yahyel and many ET civilizations are probably monitoring my channel, and they're going to see that comment and they see, oh, this dude. So they're going to begin to see how serious you are. But the more serious you are, the more likely it is to work. And the more you can show you're serious is by putting more intent into the process. And so the CE5 coherent thought sequencing process, as taught by Dr. Stephen Greer, is that we go into a meditation, breathe that lovely prana, and what we do is we visualize the Milky Way galaxy. So look what the Milky Way galaxy looks like. It's kind of like a spiral, and you visualize this in the meditation and kind of put out the intent that you're connecting with your higher self, your oversoul, the aspects of yourself that's connected to many other beings and all dimensions of reality. And so tune into the idea that you just have to believe it and set the intent. You don't have to viscerally become one with the universe and go into samadhi and bliss. Just by setting the intent, you're beginning to set the momentum in motion. And so sort of tune into the idea that you're connected to many different beings on a soul level, on a multidimensional level, on a holographic space-time reality level, and just set the intent to send out the vibration to these beings that you're wanting to connect with, any interdimensional, multidimensional, extraterrestrial civilizations wanting to connect with Earth at this time and help Earth through the love-light transformation of reality. And set out this intent and and then say, look, we are from the Milky Way galaxy, and visualize the Milky Way galaxy, the spiral of the Milky Way galaxy. Then visualize our solar system. So look at an image of our solar system on the internet and get familiar with it, and then begin to project that out and say, this is our solar system. And then you visualize an image of planet Earth, and you put out this image and you say, this is planet Earth, this is where we're from, come to planet Earth, we want to connect. And then visualize your country, an outline of the country you're in. Then you visualize like your location to the best of your ability. So I guess in my case, I would kind of visualize some of these mountains, this mountain range around here, kind of from above, like what you see. Like, I'm not too far from Machu Picchu, so I'd sort of send out the image of Machu Picchu and the image of Machu Picchu, because I'm sure most of the extraterrestrial civilizations visiting Earth are very familiar with Machu Picchu. And then this is actually where the Yahyel came. The Yahyel came down the mountain. They came down to this spot. I didn't actually capture on video when they were in this spot, but go 2 videos back on my channel and you'll see the video I'm talking about with some very faint little flashing lights that were up there. So you can send out an image of this is where. What I used to do back in the UK was send out an image of Lincoln Cathedral, because it's a very specific icon that is very close to where I'm living, and then I'd visualize the trees behind my house, very large trees. And this is what initiated a spate of 3 UFO sightings over a few months, which started it all for me. So also what Bashar teaches is to follow our highest excitement, to raise our frequency, to become more like them. So when we're following our highest excitement moment to moment, we are following our spiritual journey, and we're expanding our consciousness and raising our frequency. And so over many years I've attempted to follow my highest excitement to the best of my ability, and it's taken me through a deep and powerful spiritual transformation that has taken me through a doorway into a new reality, a gateway. We're coming up to 1111, which symbolizes the gateway to the new dimension. This is a strange little old Inca village, by the way. And this is the amazing Inca stonework that's very efficient here after many hundreds of years. And so by following your spiritual path, your spiritual journey, you begin to expand in consciousness, and you'll begin to have glimpses of your multidimensional self, deep stillness, deep bliss, kind of meditative experiences, the typical spiritual experiences. And you become to understand that you're a multidimensional being. And so the more you go on your spiritual journey and follow your excitement and your passion, the more you expand in consciousness and become more like the ETs and more on their frequency. Because of course, due to the law of attraction, we cannot experience what we're not the vibration of. So the more we are able to raise our frequency through spiritual practice, through following our excitement, through meditation, through self-inquiry, Google self-inquiry, and just whatever spiritual path you're drawn to, the more you'll expand in consciousness and come to understand yourself as more than just a physical body, as a conscious, energetic life form that is beyond just the physical body, that is connected to all of creation and is still there when the physical body dies at the end of our life. And the more we begin to understand this and believe this and see this, the more our frequency resonates on a frequency similar to the frequency of the extraterrestrials. And due to the law of attraction, we will naturally start to have more experiences with the ETs as we focus on attracting them into our reality. So the more we set the intent and follow our calling and follow our passion, this will also help us have contact. And so I guess also doing like everything we can to put out the idea that you want to have contact with the ETs, like set up a YouTube channel about extraterrestrial contact. I believe this is one of the reasons I've had a lot of contact with the extraterrestrials over the years, and particularly recently. Like they came quite a lot. Once what was it? I did some big interview, what I think, was it the Vice Media? After I did the interview for Vice, I did an interview for Vice Media. If you look at my YouTube channel, the channel listings, it's interviews with me. Like they're a big company, and like I think the ET started to see that I was really serious. You know, I was willing to go on in the public face and be seen by millions of people and put out my beliefs. And so the ETs were like, oh, this guy's really making an effort, we should show him our appreciation. And I think it was after I did an interview with the Niall Boylan show, an Irish radio show back in the UK. They came a lot. Like the week after I did the interview, they came, and it was that period I had a lot of sightings. I did this interview with quite a well-known, if you're from Ireland, you possibly heard of Niall Boylan, quite a well-known Irish radio show. And around the time they'd had some sightings, and after that I had a lot of sightings. I was living out in a caravan park, like just 10 miles from a major city, Lincoln City, but it was out the way enough for the ETs to come in a lot. There was only like a handful of people that were likely to see what was occurring there, and they were kind of able to dip down in the fields, in the valley, in the lowlands, behind the forest, behind the trees, and do some quite spectacular sightings. Like one, there was all these quite big orange lights going, and I was like, what the? So that was a really incredible sighting. So the more like we put out and like show the ETs that we want to help and we want to move towards first contact, like post on Facebook about it, make YouTube videos about it, just put it out there. And the more you put it out there, it's likely that you'll get picked up, you know, because like there's many TV shows and radio shows that are super interested in this thing. Many shows, they don't totally believe in it, but they're looking for interesting people to interview about bizarre, unusual stuff. Sometimes it's coming from a slightly comedic, like almost making fun of them, like Vice was almost like that. Vice is very much like that. They make fun of everyone, don't they? And so I got on an Australian radio show, the Kyle and Jackie O show. That was really cool, but they're like they're like Australians, you know, they take the piss out of English people anyway. I've been to Australia, and the Australians are kind of like that, and it was very light-hearted, and I really enjoyed the interview. They were making fun of me a little bit, but it was coming from a light-hearted kind of Australian banter kind of way, and I didn't like dislike it at all. I thought they were nice guys. And so they're just trying to get interesting people on the shows. So if you start to put yourself out there, make YouTube videos, and you know, go in depth, like share what you know about, like the knowledge you've learned already, and you'll likely over time, it probably won't happen instantly, but get picked up by shows and people just interested. Like I've got a lot of friends who have been into this, and like people want to like make shows about interesting stuff and like this. So you get the idea. So, and of course it's focused intent. We create what we focus upon. The law of attraction, Abraham Hicks, probably the biggest proponent of reality creation through visualization. Look at Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks on YouTube. The idea that we create what we focus upon. So the more you focus upon making extraterrestrial contact, the more you'll naturally create a reality where you end up in the middle of Peru in an interdimensional portal and stuff like this. So I see this as a result of my focus. Like I'm not far from Machu Picchu. This is a UFO hotspot, and this mountain, like I'm not the only one that sees ships here. When I was living in Pisac, the expat community, a couple of hours from here, like a lot of people would say to me, you want to go to Ollantay Tambo? A lot of people see ships on this mountain, and I'm told on the other mountain over there as well. And so yeah, so that's another tip. Go to locations that are like interdimensional portals. Bashar did a channeling. I talked about Bashar in my last video. If you want to know about Bashar and Dawalanka, Bashar did a channeling that's available on bashar.org, bashar.org. His website's called Interdimensional Portals and Where to Find Them. And so I haven't actually watched it, but as I understand it, what he's probably talking about is places like Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, Giza Plateau in Egypt. My friend's got a video of UFOs at Stonehenge, Sedona in the USA, Mount Shasta in the USA, Mount Fuji in Japan, Uluru in Australia, that great rock, Ayers Rock, I believe is at Uluru in Australia. Tibet is Mount Kailash in Tibet, like high up in the Andes. Glastonbury in the UK. Like these places are all PowerPoints. They're like, if you understand what chakras are in the human body, Google chakras, CHAKRA, and ley lines, no, meridian lines in the human body, or to do with Tai Chi and acupuncture and Qigong and energy movement and this stuff. The earth also has chakra points and meridian lines, and often called ley lines or dragon lines. So Google this stuff, and where like the ley lines are, you will, like, these are the energy centers, and there's probably a ley line running right along here, quite likely at the bottom of the mountain. And so this is where the Yahyel came. The Yahyel actually came up from that. There's an aerial up there somewhere. See my last two videos. And they came right down here, I believe, into these trees. This is why I came here, because I'm pretty sure the Yahyel were in here. And they were probably following a ley line. There's a strong energy here. I can feel it. And so right through here, it's an energetic center, and it'll be amplified by these amazing Inca walls. Like very good quality. Not the pre-Inca Atlantean stuff that is mind-blowing that I've made other videos about, but these are like the Incas trying to replicate the previous work. And so come out to these PowerPoints. That's another place. If you go somewhere like Stonehenge, spend a week in Stonehenge, go there every day. If you can afford to pay the entry fee and put up with the hostile security guards, it's like going into like it's very strong security at Stonehenge. It's a bit crazy. And so go to these places and just sit and meditate. And you don't even have to do the exact coherent thought sequencing process, just visualize. What I used to do before I did the coherent thought sequencing was I would visualize the image of a grey extraterrestrial back in the day, because that's the only ET I knew about in the day, because I didn't know much about it, and then visualize a flying saucer. And I remember the first time it happened, I've been doing this meditation for about a month. I'd almost forgotten about trying to make contact. I was just getting very positive experiences, going into very deep, relaxed, joyful situations from the meditation. And then I looked up and I remember seeing the lampshade above my bed. It started to look like a UFO. And the next thing I know, I can hear fighter jets flying over my house. I look out the window and see like some bright flashes in the sky. That was the first sighting. And it happened again a few weeks later. This time there was an orange light and it went. And I said to it, I saw this great ball of light. It appeared to sound like it was coming from a fighter jet. But I said to it in my head, if you're a UFO, an ET, move up and down. The instant I said that, it went zoom and shot up in the air like 200 feet on a dial. Zoom, zoom, and it moved along, came down, I think, went along, went back up, disappeared, came back. And so you'll start having experiences. So visualize like UFOs over your house as well. This can help. So this has been a long video. I think you get the idea. Any more? You could perhaps do a vision board, just do anything to focus your consciousness on creating contact. Like put images of UFOs and ETs on your screensaver for your computer, on your computer desktop background. Put posters of UFOs on your walls, because we create a reality within our consciousness. It's a whole nother topic, but like Bashar, Abraham Hicks, many spiritual teachers talk about how we're connected to all of reality and we're creating our reality within our consciousness. Breathe that lovely prana and just do everything you can to focus upon it. So I hope these have given you some good tips. But what started it all for me was the Dr. Stephen Greer CE5 meditation. If you do a CE5 meditation every night for a month, stuff will start happening. So have a great day, Shivai guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Good luck with extraterrestrial contact. Peace out, Shivai.